Welcome back to my channel, y'all. It is your girl, Biola iyaKIN. I am the founder of the non-performative yoga school, iyaKIN, as well as an emotional intelligence coach. I'm going to keep this video concise and right to the point. If you are a wellness professional or a wellness business owner, yoga instructor, service provider in the wellness space, this video is for you. I'm going to be breaking down how you can break free of saviorism complex to lead effectively in the work that you do. Let's get right into it. You've probably seen this in the wellness industry where individuals who have very altruistic, very noble pursuits and are incredibly passionate about healing others move into a profession or a business or level of space holding that has them begin to focus on the healing of others at the expense of themselves. Now, this can lead to saviorism complex, where your worth or your value becomes solely dependent on helping another person or healing another person, quote unquote, usually with some type of expectation or attachment being created in the process. Now, I've definitely seen this happen quite a bit within the wellness industry as a professional yoga educator, and I've even fallen victim to it myself, which is why I'm creating this video for y'all today. Whether it be newer yoga instructors or seasoned wellness professionals, saviorism complex is not required to effectively hold space. And ultimately, when it comes to non-performative yoga, we want to begin to break free of this illusion that we need to hold space as yoga instructors or wellness professionals to the detriment of our own well-being. And what it ultimately perpetuates is the continuation of trauma, not only for the service provider and the space holder, but for the client and or the student as well. And in 2024, we are breaking that shit up, because it's not how you effectively hold space and it's not how you effectively lead. What tends to happen if you are a wellness professional, yoga instructor, what have you, you probably have experienced some level of trauma in your childhood that's led you to cultivate a certain level of empathy, which is an incredible, incredible gift. Because unlike the general population, you, my friend, have the ability to empathize with other people's lived experiences, and naturally, with that gift, you also have the ability to rehabilitate that level of trauma. Now, what tends to happen with saviorism complex is in doing that level of space holding or providing that level of support in the work that you do, you might notice that you begin to indirectly try to reconcile your trauma by focusing on someone else's. And in doing so, perpetuating patterns of fight or flight, perpetuating modes of survival. And what we want to do is begin to guide you out of fight or flight so that you can begin to hold space from your rest and digest center, known as your parasympathetic nervous system, so that you can hold space with your care in mind. If you notice that you're developing a saviorism complex in your wellness-based or service-based work, is one, you might be experiencing empathy fatigue, where you feel physically, mentally, and emotionally fatigued or emotionally exhausted because you've been overexposed to high trauma populations or high trauma environments due to the nature of your service or support-based work. The second thing you might notice is a diminishing self-worth, where your value is solely dependent on the care that you can provide for someone else, as opposed to the quality of care that you can begin to provide for yourself. The third thing you might notice in saviorism complex is strained relationships, and that's due to people-pleasing tendencies creating unhealthy boundaries due to codependency. Now, something that I want you to keep in mind with all three of these symptoms is that they're all indicative of being in fight or flight, in modes of survival. So remember how I said that what tends to happen with saviorism complex is that because of our incredible ability to empathize with the experiences of others, what can sometimes happen is that you are reconciling your trauma by having a myopic focus on healing someone else. And that trauma usually puts you in a mode of survival. So what we want to do is to begin to support you in navigating out of modes of fight or flight and moving into your parasympathetic nervous system, also known as your rest and digest center. That's where you can begin to release these unhealthy coping mechanisms and feel safe in your body to begin to increase the quality of care that you provide for yourself. So the first thing that you'll want to do to begin to lead effectively and break out of survival mode is to discern your why as a wellness professional. Why do I feel drawn to do this work? And really clarifying if your why is rooted in modes of survival and really being aware of that. Because ultimately those types of patterns, once again, when you're in survival mode, will create or lead to more unhealthy attachments. The second thing you want to do to lead effectively as a wellness professional is to create healthy boundaries from your rest and digest center. What I mean by that is to discern, what does it feel like to have healthy boundaries, healthy expectations beyond attachments when I'm at a rested state, when I'm not in fight or flight, when I'm not in modes of survival. The third way to lead effectively outside of saviorism complex is to shift from focusing so much on healing another person. There's so much language out there about healing other people. I'm a healer, I'm a this and that. And that puts so much responsibility on you. Instead, focus on empowerment for your community and for your clients. Focus on support and focus on mindful space holding. You are not responsible for the healing of another person. You are responsible holding the space so that they can move into their own level of healing. The only healing that you're responsible for is your own. And this will free you from putting unnecessary expectations on yourself. If you are looking for support in embodying this type of deep nervous system regulation as a wellness professional, as a yoga instructor, or as a wellness service provider, I want to let you know that my non-performative yoga teacher training, our 200-hour non-performative yoga teacher training, is coming back. And what sets our teacher training apart is that we focus on yoga for nervous system regulation to support wellness leaders like yourself, and not only in expanding their ability to provide quality emotional care for themselves, but also to learn the techniques to begin to support their clients at a high level. Now, the wait list for our yoga teacher training opens on MLK Day on January 15th. However, if you head to the link in my description box, you can take our teacher quiz to see if you are ready to become a non-performative yoga teacher. This quiz takes less than 3 minutes and it's going to really help guide you on what the next step would be for you on your leadership journey. So make sure you head to the link in my description box, take this free quiz. It's going to give you the secret sauce that you need to know in terms of your next direction. In the meantime, comment below on what came up for you with this video. Don't forget to follow your girl on the gram at Yoga by Biola, as well as follow my non-performative yoga school at iya.well. Continue to be well, and I'll see you real soon.